Why, hello everyone, it's GleeCon, and hey, I'm here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Tune in, stay tuned if you want to continue watching this show, and I know that you do. This is a show where we cover everything in the World of Warcraft universe. Every quest, every story, every single thing. We've been doing it for a while, and we're about to start kind of a new little mini run here. We're doing a World of Warcraft Classic walkthrough. Every quest in the game. We just finished the Swamp of Sorrows as an Alliance member on the last episode. So stay a while and listen. You saw me click on Gleek and Soul here, our Tauren Shaman. We're going to begin Swamp of Sorrows as Horde. It's a little more involved. It's probably about 3 times as long when you complete it as Horde as opposed to Alliance, which is still not very much. There is a reason why I am out here. What is that reason? I don't stinking remember. There is a quest called, there you go, Report to Helgrim. So that's why I'm out here. If you look at our spreadsheet, so one of those of you that aren't familiar, I'm constantly referring to the spreadsheet I've made. But over here we have Report to Helgrim. That's pretty much the main one on the outside that we need to come pick up. So we're going to pick this quest up, kind of a little back and forth that we do now. I don't know if I'm missing a breadcrumb that leads to that. What's Nika Bloodscar? That might actually be... Dang it. I shouldn't have came here first, because we want to pick up Nika Bloodscar first, and that's a... Dag, snatch it. Alright, because Nika Bloodscar leads to that, and if you just pick this one up first, it'll skip it. So I actually messed that up. We want to actually go to Sorrows.
Where would you like to fly to?
So we want to go down to Stonnard. We're going to go right there. We don't want to pick that quest up because it's going to kind of screw it up. It'll skip that over. But let's go ahead and start building out our spreadsheet. So first off, we're going to need to create a row for this. So this is going to be Swamp of Sorrows. Even with this little hiccup here, this is not going to be too long of a zone. So we're going to open that up. Okay, and then we need a few checkboxes for each. Like I said, it's going to be about 3 times as long as the Horde ones, but okay. All right, so that is a hiccup now. What we're going to instead do is land here in Stonnard and begin questing. There is a place, there's Nika Bloodscar. We actually need to pick that one up first. That's where it's going to begin. So this is the dry run, and then she'll just send us right back to Helgrim. I'll wait. I won't have us do that right away. Maybe I'll kind of end the episode with that today, where I send us back and we retry this again. Draenethyst Crystals, Galen's Escape, and Noboru the Cudgel. I believe we already have Noboru the Cudgel. Okay, I lie. I tell a lie. So we do not have Noboru the Cudgel, but that's something we can pick up. So that's what I think I'll start with. We'll go pick up the crystals and then go work our way to Noboru the Cudgel and Galen's Escape. We'll do that trio of things just right away before we get anything else. And pick up Nika Bloodscar, and then maybe I'll fly there and back. I don't know. That'll allow us to get this whole part off, and then that will also kick us off. There's Pool of Tears, Lack of Surplus, and Fresh Meat are the only other ones you're really seeing. Pool of Tears. I don't even... Oh, that's right there. Lack of Surplus is a chain. Nothing But the Truth is one we have to go pick up. So that is a different one we can pick up. And Fresh Meat, the Adelaide Exile. At some point, we're going to be opening up. It might happen when we are at 45. I'm not sure. So if we look... I want to say maybe it's like Fall from Grace or something. Let's look that one up. Because there is a cool quest line here that we're going to start. No, we want it to be WoW Classic. I don't want some Jennifer Lopez show. Alright, so yeah, it requires 45. So this chain is very doable, at least to begin with. We are going to begin it. It's kind of a borderline zone from Blasted Lands and Swamp of Sorrows, but you do have to be 45 to start that chain. So you kind of have 2 options. If you want to follow along with this, well, if you've been doing everything I'm doing, Yeah, we will hit in about 28,000 XP. We will hit that. So sometime before the end of the zone, we should hit that 28,000 XP. We might have to do a pinchy poo of grinding. That'll open that up. Or alternatively, if you want, you could wait all the way until we begin the Blasted Lands, because the other half of the chain is all Blasted Lands related. So you can sort of kind of just do that if you want to. Alright, that's the quest also, Nothing But the Truth, that we got to kind of pick up as we go. I do just want to... I do kind of want to bust it out and just go there and back, but since this neutral trio of things kind of going to get us started, I'm sort of kind of okay with getting at least this trio done. We will pick up these these 1, 2, 3, 4 quests also. It's just not that long of a flight to get from Kargath over here. It's not too bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out what happens. In Stannard, the other big thing in Stannard is that this is where you can work on the majority of your artisan alchemy. You're a Horde member. We're leather workers on this account, so we do have some leather working up our sleeves to build into. I'm mostly working on needing a bunch of heavy leather, but I need heavy hides. That's kind of slowing me down. I do have this green whelp stuff I can work with. Just a little bit of it. Alright. Here we go. So let's also check out this little building while we're here. All right, so we're going to start by going into, it's really just the tiniest little town. If you think about it, this is the town you originally first built. So it's like a barracks. It's supposed to be maybe a barracks and a couple farms. There wasn't really a blacksmith there, but Stannard is in the game. This is a hunter trainer, Ogrom. He's in there. Thultash is a food and drink vendor. They blend in really well. And then if you head into this building, I don't know if this is the town hall, if this is supposed to be a barracks. There's a book here, The Dark Portal and the Fall of Stormwind. Here's a Demon Master if you wanted.
You're no warlock, and I've no time for you. Be gone.
Kartosh is the warlock trainer, and Rogvar here is that master
War
alchemist.
Chief Thrall himself asked me to come out here. I was honored to obey, and it's no hardship. I couldn't have asked for a better posting than Stannard. Just about any herb I might need grows in the muck here.
This is actually a fantastic place for blind weed. Here we have Hilront, inappropriate communication advertisement. Hopefully, here we go. All right, so this is Dispatch Commander Ruog Helgrim the Swift.
The Badlands is harsh and lies close to the Alliance-held land of Loch Modan, so communication between Stannard and the Badlands outpost of Kargath is often cut. Prove yourself, adventurer. Travel to the Badlands and speak with Nika Bloodscar, head scout of the Kargath outpost. Speak with her, and then send her report back to me.
Yeah, so this is just a breadcrumb that connects these two zones, especially since Badlands is the next zone we're going to do. It's appropriate that they connect us. So we're going to go ahead and pick that one up. There's just not a lot. I screwed the pooch on that one. I forgot that they were connected. I'm glad I remembered right now, or else I would have completely cut us out of that quest.
The war chief sent us to investigate strange happenings at the temple of Atal Hakar. The Atal Eye Trolls are a tribe of dark casters known for practicing forbidden magic. You can imagine how astonished we were when we arrived here to discover
the temple had been sunk. The green dragons now guard the site, claiming to be protectors of Azeroth. We need to discover what happened, explore around the Pool of Tears, and gather Atalai artifacts. From those, I can begin to piece together this puzzle.
So this is actually the beginning. It is a Swamp of Sorrows quest, but it's the beginning of a chain, I believe, that will lead us into the Sunken Temple. So I'm pretty sure the rest of the quests after in this chain we're not going to be doing anytime soon. Another thing that's kind of interesting is, I think when the game very first dropped, like if you're playing the earliest editions, like maybe if you're already out here on Fresh, I think all the Green Dragonkin that they're talking about are all elite. So I think it's actually potentially an elite quest. Here's an Arcane Goods vendor. This is a nice reagent. If you need reagents, we could buy a couple Unks if we want, considering I die a lot. There's just a generic work. Over here is where we can do some repair. Garage is mithril scale bracers if you're a blacksmith. And Thralash. Maybe they're brothers. I'm not quite sure. Oh, look at that. Fire spell and some pale leggings, neither of which are really important for us. And that's Forge and Blacksmith, so it's actually well equipped. This is Grimnol, who sells some generic white gear. Alright, there's only one other structure we need to look at here, and it's the other... The Break is the Flight Master, and then this guy, Hekru, is the Stable Master, next to a mailbox. And inside here we have the Innkeeper, Innkeeper Karakul.
If we are to make these new lands
nothing to
ours, then we must have places to rest our battle-weary bodies. Lay your axe by the fire and share the stories of your mighty battles.
Alright, so a sick guy named Bangor, I think he's part of a questline later.
I don't train your kind, adventurer.
Warrior
Find
trainer
your own
Malosh.
trainer before you anger me.
Alright, Dar. This sty is a little shy of comfy, but it has a history, so Stoddard must be important to someone. I'd gamble that's why we stay here. It's straight for the view. It don't even look like home.
I'm working on getting some supplies together for our outpost near the beach to the east. Tokar does what he can, but between shifts of guard duty and cooking for his soldiers, there's not much time left in the day. They do enjoy cooking up some sawtooth meat when they can, but I haven't had time to get them another shipment. Would you mind helping them out? The young sawtooths aren't as tasty as the older ones, so stay clear of those. Give them a year or two to get to full size.
Okay, so basically, when we see the crocs as we walk
There's
about...
a high demand for the succulent taste of crawler meat among my customers, especially the meat from the monstrous crawlers. If you plan on heading to the coast, then I could easily make it worth your while to bring me back some of their legs to have transported back to Orgrimmar. The coast is to the east from here, and you should have no problem finding the creatures scurrying along the beaches and under the sea.
Alright, so lack of surplus, the beginning of that chain. We picked that one up. Cool. Easy peasy. Okay. And then we also just picked up fresh meat. Now that one we will not be doing on today's episode, because when you go out to the beaches out there, it's kind of sort of the last way. I probably won't do Pool of Tears today either. But now if you look at the crocs, we're not even really going to do many of those right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and buff up and then turn into Ghost Wolf form. So what I think I want to do first is go pick up this chain over here, since we're going over this way. Let's go out this way through Deadwind Pass into Duskwood, and then we'll start that chain as well and just kind of see where that picks us up. And then my plan is to come up here for Draenethyst Crystals, go get Noboru the Cudgel. I really thought we already had that, but apparently we don't. I hope I did not stick that in my bank somewhere. I really, really hope. I don't think I did. And then hit up Galen's Escape. And we know last time we got to basically clear that camp before we even pick it up, because he will get us murdered instantly. It's not that hard, except he will immediately walk into this pack, and he'll get himself and possibly us killed. So it seems like it's annoying to go to Duskwood, but Duskwood's really not far. You kind of cross the pass, and right on the other side there's another. There's a little outpost, a little Forsaken Scout Tower. I was kind of on the fence about when I wanted to pick it up, but I just decided on a whim right now. It's a good time for that. Nika Bloodscar. That's never going to get us any more points. I mean, we're level 44. It's a 35 level quest, so nothing doing about that. Like, we're going to get nothing for that either way. We're just doing it for the sake. Everything else, remember, the end goal here is we're trying to get to 27,900 more XP, so that before we finish this zone, because the final little chain is not going to open up until we do so. I would also, my short-term goal is to finish this zone in two bites of the apple. So if there are in total, there are 29 quests. I'd like to finish at least 14 or 15 of the quests today. That is the short-term goal if I want to do this in two. And I think that's certainly doable. You'll see right now. We're gonna. I'm pretty sure there's nothing but the truth is gonna start the quick wham bam bam. Because a lot of them are like Lady Gleecon specials. Go talk to this person that's 5 feet away. If I wanted to get some XP, we could take the southern path around that. It's a little bit longer. I wanted some free exploration XP. I think there's at least one, you know, probably 500 XP worth of walking if we go to the south. Could do it on the way back, but I also am not 100% sure that there are no hostile mobs, and they probably would kill me if I went down that way. Down there is where Karazhan is, which Karazhan I don't believe is explored. I don't think it's something. I don't think it's an active raid or anything in Classic. I think it opens up in Burning Crusade. It makes sense if it did. I really, really wish, in many ways, that we did have a Burning Crusade dedicated server. That'd be cool. But it is what it is. I also wish you could transfer from older servers up to the next tier. But again, I can see, I guess, that would cause problems. But, like, I just think it would be cool. Alright, I mean, I guess you could also pay for WoW tokens or whatever, boost tokens. So there are 2 people here in the Beggar's Home. Just got 60 XP for that, not a lot. But there is Deathstalker Draenethyst and this other guy, Apothecary Faustin. If you look in the tower, there's nothing.
Our expeditionary force was sent at Varimathras's behest to survey Lower Azeroth. While out scouting, I noticed a human infiltrator spying on Beggar's Haunt. Before I could apprehend him, some of our orcish brethren captured him and took him to Stonard, their stronghold in Swamp of Sorrows. I want to help our orcish allies. They did not see our camp here, but nonetheless, I want to lend a hand, work with Faustin here to develop a truth serum for our friend in Stonard.
Alright, so this is really shady, and it really shows... I like this quest, because it shows an interesting side of the Forsaken. So basically what's happening is this guy says, there was a human scout. We have a little base here. They noticed us at this base, and before we could capture him, the orcs captured him and took him to Stonard, and we want to help them by making a truth serum so they can investigate him so good. Okay, so Nothing But the Truth is the name of this quest. It's the name of this chain. We're going to do the first one, which is picked up in Duskwood here. Oops. Okay. And we're going to immediately turn it in. That's quest 1 completed.
Draenethyst was just telling me about the nosy little infiltrator before you arrived. Quite a problem indeed. The last thing we need is a busybody sniffing around Beggar's Haunt. I am sure the orcs of Stonard would be quite anxious to hear what our friend has to say.
Right.
Seeing that they are our allies, we must help them to get any information they can from the human. Work with me, adventurer, and we will deliver a truth serum to Stonard. For the Horde. Did I get that right?
See? Even that's shady.
I have just the right serum in mind. It will deal with the truth in precisely the way the truth should be dealt with. For this concoction, I will need several Shadow Panther hearts from the swamp. I also require the enchanted fungus off of the Maya Lord who resides there. I'm sure one as able as you, adventurer, can persuade him to part with some. Now the hard part will be locating a Deep Strider tumor from far off Desolus. Very rarely the giants there become ill and a tumor forms. Now, off you go.
Okay, so part of this quest, we're not finishing until near the end. Because... okay, they're like, well, over here is the Mire Lord fungus. They've also opened up the Shadow Panther hearts for over here. But that last one, we are going to have to go to Desolus, I forgot. But with those big sea giants that walk around, we've got to kill one. That we will do... that's going to be the start of the next episode, because what we'll do at the end of this one is we'll hearth to Orgrimmar, and then off camera, I will fly us over there. So then starting on the next episode, we'll start with the giants, we'll hearth back to Orgrimmar, because by then, by doing it that way, we'll have the cooldown off. We'll zep back over to probably, yeah, down here in Gromgal, and then we'll fly from Gromgal up to Kargath, and then fly back down from Kargath to there. So there'll be a little travel to start the next episode. Yippee skippy, I know we all love that, but we did just finish our first quest. So that's an interesting one, but the second one that we've just begun will not get started quite yet because there are quite a bit of pieces we have to go get. Now we can start, like I said, we'll start getting some, we'll at least get the Mire Lord. That'll be the first thing we go do right now. I like how he said that is the Mire Lord. I also really love, again, just completely indicative of who the Horde are, where he's like, for the Horde, did I get that right? Like, the Forsaken allegiance to the Horde is paper thin, is what we're showing here. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Turn back, that's what the signs say, as you enter into Deadwood. Deadwood Pass. Not Deadwood. Deadwood is a show, I think, on HBO back in the day. Or it's quite old. Maybe not back in the day old, but probably close to 20 years old. Cowboy show. I think I watched. Somebody bought me, like, randomly some middle season, like season 2 or season 3 or something on DVD. So I had that. I might still have it in a closet in a box somewhere. But never watched. I think maybe one time I put in a disc and watched part of it. So I've seen like a couple episodes from either season 2 or season 3. That's it. But it's, you know, why would I open up the DVD for a show that I've never seen and just start in the middle? Anybody that knows GleeCon knows that's not my style. I am OCD. My left leg, the sciatic side, is falling asleep. I'm trying to. That's why I'm getting squirmy and antsy. I am happy to be on Thanksgiving break, so I intend on making as much content as I can in this time period. So I think as far as overall episodes go, it should all shake out to be around the same for you guys. I don't know, but I'm going to make more Patreon episodes. Maybe I'll also try and get... I was worried I was going to have to do some work from home. I took care of all that. I'm all caught up, so I get to really take like a solid week off of work. So I'm loving that. I plan to make, in this break, I plan to make 3 Patreon episodes, so that's really cool. Also, really stoked about that. And okay, so in here, there's nothing back here else that you really need, but it's Misty Valley. That's good. That's 300 XP. There, at the very end of it, there is. See, there are all these swamp walkers, but we don't need them. We just need a Mire Lord. So I guess there might be more than one. No, I don't think so. Now that I remember, I think there's a cave at the back. So we might have to kill a few Mire Lords, but not that many otherwise. Okay, so yeah, we don't blindweed. There's more blindweed. Like I said before, this place is great. I was able to get my alchemy up to like 280 or something like that before I left here because of all the blindweed you can find on my dry run. Okay, so here's the Mire Lord. He took literally 0 things from us. I could go ahead and drop a couple of totes. A couple totes McGoats. And fight him. Knowing the Mire Lords, knowing Mire type beasts, probably he's gonna have some sort of I don't know, some sort of debuff that's considered a magical effect. I didn't see one, but we got a fungus off his body. And we got almost 1,000 XP between killing him and between exploring that zone, so chipping away. Alright, so now we're going to head over to the Draenethyst Crystals and pick that quest up, and then we're going to work on these 3 neutral quests to just knock them out of the way. So Misty Valley, there might be a quest, I don't know, we went over here before. I really don't think there's much else that we ever have to do up here. Looks like all the quests want us to be on the right side of the Swamp of Sorrows, whereas the Alliance had... I mean, we did have a quest on another zone where we had to come kill some green drakes down there. And there's probably a quest or 2 that sends you out here for random things, but... They really want us to focus on the shore. When we do our fishing quest at 46, how are we doing on fishing? I forgot to do the fishing on the Alliance last time. We're not missing fishing yet. Okay, that's the young. Remember, on the quest he said, oh, don't kill the young ones. We need their meat to be less tender. So, let them age a year or two. There's a dude, a level 41 mage, fighting some crocs. Undead. Good on them. Here's that Draenei base. Oh, I didn't even notice, but there is a leather worker here. There is a shop. Does not have repairs, but I'm a leather worker. Other than that, there's just this quest right here from Magtur.
The lost ones who live in the fallow sanctuary look as we look, but they are monsters, driven mad by the rigors of their journey to Azeroth. Once our brethren, they now live in the fallow sanctuary to the east, catching or killing any who wander near, and they have stolen something sacred to us, Draenethyst Crystals. We lack the force to enter the fallow sanctuary and reclaim our stolen Draenethyst from among their huts and campfires. But without those crystals, we too may lose our way. Other than that, I don't see any other dudes. And we picked up the neutral quest, Draenethyst Crystals. Bada bing, stinking bada boom. Cool. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and make our way in that. We're going to go fart in that general direction. Again, we want Noboru the Cudgel. He weaves and winds his way around there. We do need to kill old Noboru because he has that drop, which apparently I missed on this account. Hopefully I don't have it sitting in my bank somewhere mucking me all up. Alright, so I guess he weaves down here. Looks like it. Remember, he's part of a little pack. A trio. And we're just going to keep our eyes peeled for him. He should be... You know, he's not like a rare spawn or anything. He should be good. I'm gonna just keep my eyes out, trying to follow the weave of where he runs. That jaguar sneak attacked me. And then as we get across, yeah, it's like they run across the swamp. Maybe that's another human. So that's a couple in a row we've just found. Alright, I lost the jaguar. Okay, back down. We easily saw them running last time. We had no problems discerning them. There's one of those sunken packages, but that's Alliance only. So now we're starting to see there's more swamp walkers. So another Merc Dweller. Okay, so somewhere... hoping... I mean, whatever. We can hunt for Noboru elsewhere. That's a standard explorer. There he is. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna open this up now. Taking this. Alright. And boom. I'm gonna go ahead. I think it'll die by the time I kill all three. Okay, they're pretty weak. I mean, he's 39, the others are much weaker than him. I hear somebody healing. Okay, cool. They did get a heal off. They did also get a disease off me, but I was able to cure that on myself. So as you can see, yeah, these guys are obnoxious because of that. And we're down to the third one. These are just muck dwellers. We fight them all over the swamp. Ooh, excuse me, what? Okay, so we got the lost cudgel from that guy. Noboru has plagued the Draenei of the Harborage for months, and his cudgel is a symbol of the brutality they have suffered at the hands of the Lost Ones. That's a drop quest. 100% drop rate from old Noboru there.
Yeah, as long as you can handle a 3v1 against level 38 on average, you will be able to handle that quest. Alright, so now I'm going to make my way through here. If I aggro on some lost ones, it's okay. They're gray. Remember what we really need. I want to actually get the crystals this time all straight up. But we need to actively clear out this escort quest. Now, it looks like someone has just been through here collecting these crystals. So that could be helpful. There's one right there, though. Remember, we need the XP. So I'm actually going to let it ride. We are already down to 25,800. So we've got about 2,000 quests. 2,000 XP. So we're getting there. Okay.
I need to get...
We need 6 total crystals. Oh, here we go. These guys. I'm not going to even use a flame shock. I'm going to save it possibly for a frost shock. Just the shocks all share the same global cooldown. Okay, got the first one. Keep our eyes and ears peeled. It's very hard. These guys blend in with the swamp a lot. Like there's one right there. I barely even saw him. He did see me. There's a second one over there, and the Lost One Rift guy is dead, so these crystals must respawn fast. Or someone has been here just now recently doing the escort. I'm just going to chase him down, save mana. Oh, got a healing potion. I was completely out of healing potions, so that's actually nice. Yeah, so these guys are already up here. There he is, and this Rift Seeker's already back. The Rift Seekers are warlocks, so they carry the limps with them, too. Should have gone after his baby first. I'd like to go after the imps first. Okay. Okay, we got that little guy, and now I'm gonna get the second. I'm gonna open up these others too. But that tells me a few things. It tells me how fast they respawn, but it also tells me that the crystals respawn. Both, everything respawns fast. I'm setting this totem just to help my mana because I see a few fights I'm gonna have to do here. So yeah,
I'm out of range.
All right, and remember, I'm trying to I want to clear these camps because we're going to go for this escort quest right now. But it is right up in there, so I might as well just go straight through and clear these camps. If I have to drink, I'm going to drink. That's pretty much my life motto. Leia's going to drink. Alright, this is a cook. Oh, it's a rare. That's cool. Lost One cook. That's neat. I wonder what he'll drop. It's not a rare elite, just a rare. A male belt. I'm wearing a leather belt, so cool. This is male, and it's 15 stats. Mine's 18 stats. That stinks. So, strength and stam and intellect. Fortunately, I'm going to keep rocking mine because the actual stats on that one were not very good. That's the camp we need to clear. We have 4 of 6 crystals. I see 2 more in that camp, and I'm going to methodically work my way into that camp. That's the camp that's really going to cause this problem. So what is that belt called? It is called the Knight's Girdle of the Bear. Okay, so it's just a green item. You probably find any kind of random green off him. Got a large war club. Okay, here is a Rift Seeker. Hate these guys. Really, truly do. Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, good. I got him. Oh, he got the rift off of me. I'm gonna immediately use this and use this. They got the rift off on me, which is also terrible. Bad things are fitting to happen to me. Dang it. Okay. Now I should have got me a poison too. This guy's getting me with something. I gotta get the Rift Seekers. They are coming. They have 14 seconds. Come on. We gotta get that heal off because I'm about to get banged in a big spot right here by the Rift Seekers. There they are. Okay, so this is... What happens is those Rift Seeker guys will do this spell where they put a buff on you if you don't interrupt them. And 2 dudes will come out. They're coming. I hope he's not coming to do the debuff or whatever it is. I mean, not debuff. Crystals. He's probably doing the escort. No, he's not. I see him over there. I see the escort. So we're actually good to go. I'm going to eat and drink. I am going to eat and drink. Because I see that guy. I want to be buffed up. But I see the thing ready to roll. And we just did a big chunk of this. I want to get well fed before I get attacked. Okay. So he ran. I'm going to finish clearing this out. And then I'm just going to work my way through and then immediately turn around. They do respawn fast. So I was just watching this video. I can't remember. I went down like a little Warcraft hole or whatever. But I was watching it. It was like all these Warcraft commercials, ads from around the time of Wrath of the Lich King. It was just different celebs reading like who they were in World of Warcraft. Like the biggest one was Mr. T, and he's like, "I'm Mr. T, and I'm a Night Elf Mohawk." And they're like, "Mr. T, there's no such thing as a Night Elf Mohawk. You can be a warrior." And he's like, "How about I hack the game? You don't know what Mr. T could do. I'm a Night Elf Mohawk." So, it was pretty funny. All right, we're immediately going to go on this guy.
Please help. These creatures are going to eat me. Help me out of here, and I'll give you a great treasure. It's in my camp in the swamp north of Stonard, but it's locked in a strongbox that can be opened through a trick that only I know. If you help me escape, then I'll teach it to you.
Okay, so remember, he's going to come, but we did just clear this camp. That is #1 spot where he's going to get people murdered by going through there, but we just cleared it out. So that's what you need to do first. I showed you on the last episode what to do, what happens if you do not clear it out. He walks right in here. Every single thing spawns into the camp at the same time, and he will aggro immediately 4 to 5 guys, plus a couple imps. And unless you have some serious AoE and the ability, like maybe if I was a paladin with Consecrate or something like that, I can immediately try to draw all that threat and survive that fight. Maybe. I was a paladin. I don't have, and it didn't work for me, but I don't have Consecrate yet. All right, we do need these Sawtooth Crocolists as well. He's going to draw someone right now, possibly 2 things. Okay. Those are the Crocolisks that we need, and we'll start grinding them later. Okay. Okay, so we got that guy, and we can actually skin these ones too. Alright, how's that XP going? As we've killed this guys, we've gotten... So we're a little bit more than 5,000 XP into our experience. So that's good. About 7,000 XP would be about a quarter of the way to unlocking that final chain. Comes another croc.
Help! I'm under attack.
This is the weird one where he's like, "I promise I'll help you. You can't open up my chest, but if you do open it, I give you my treasure." We got some meat from him. I am gonna skin that puppy. I am gonna skin that little puppy.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. And oh good. I got a heavy hide. That's good. I need those. Yeah, once you get through that initial camp, though, there really isn't anything else to worry about. You might have fights of, 1 to 2 mobs at a time.
I'm glad you're here, because I need your help.
I don't know why I decided to make him.
I am a delicate southern flower, and I need from a citizen.
That's just how I've decided. That's what old Galen Goodword is.
Help me. Come on. I need to get myself through this swamp and you can come along. Give me some assistance.
Alright, so I also think I am fascinated by these Lost Ones and just how they consider themselves Draenei and the way that will evolve as we go into Burning Crusade.
Good day to you.
No, that's not how you say.
Good day to you, mademoiselle, madame. You look very delicious. I mean, beautiful today. A regular prime cut. You're a cut of Kobe beef if I ever saw one.
I don't know if it's inappropriate to talk about Torin like that. So I made two guilds, and I made one guild. My plan was originally to make two when I first started doing these runs, and for the Alliance, I have one. The guild is called I Look Fat in this guild, Hardy Hardy Har, but the one that I wanted to make for Horde was, I don't remember, like Hoof Picks for Heels or something like that. And my wife put the kibosh on that one. She's like, that's not appropriate. But I thought it was funny. And that is basically the theme of this show. Gleekon thinks he's funny. Watch him. Tell jokes to himself and make himself laugh.
Thank you, Gleekon. I will remember you always. You can find my strongbox in my camp north of Stonard. You get going now.
Alright, so we will... actually, let's go indicate that we picked that quest up. Galen's Escape. Cool. And now we can go wham bam bam, turn in our 3 neutral quests. And then we'll just start meandering our way through the swamp, picking up, gaining XP as we go, gaining reagents as we go, some sawtooth meat. We'll start there. I could also hit up at least the pools. The Shadow Panther Heart, we could do that too. It's actually not the worst idea too. Alright, so we'll make a run where we do that. But first well, we need this. We need this guy. Oh, I forgot him in wolf form. Okay, so somewhere in this little burnt out camp is his little chest. Where? Because look down here, it says, Galen Goodward whispered to Glee Control the secret to opening his strongbox. And the secret is, first, you have to offer him a promise ring. You must court him properly, talk to his parents, then, after a lengthy engagement period, followed by a beautiful, elegant, yet tasteful wedding, Galen will finally open the strongbox to you. The keyhole of this strongbox is filled with a black resin. It is impossible to open, but Galen told you of a hidden latch on the box's bottom. After a quick search, the latch is found, the latch is flipped, and the strongbox opens. Should we be surprised that the key to Galen's strongbox is on the bottom? Oh my. Middle skill humor at its best. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we'll kill a couple crocs. But then we're going to go walk over to the neutrals and turn in that, be done with those. We can even sell while we're over there now that I realize there is in actuality a vendor, a Venmo over there. I didn't realize that before. Yeah, we need 8 flanks. Drop rate's obviously not that great. We don't want no tender flanks. Not a fan of elementals. Feel bad for Executus. Come kill Rag and his ragtag group of molten monsters in Molten Core. Hopefully that's not too soon for you. Yeah, my poor guild over here, if you look, I have been one of one ever since Fresh. Not a single person has been on here. I'm gonna have to quit this guild soon because I might as well be alone playing by myself. There's literally 800 tunes done active. They're all on Fresh now. But you know what? If nobody comes on and it lasts for a month, I can actually take it over. You can do there's like a way if the leader doesn't log on for a month and you're the only one active, you can take this guild over. So that actually might be kind of cool too. I could become the guild master of Enigmatic if they don't, but I bet you they'll log on. I don't think they'll let that happen. And maybe you have to be an officer. Maybe just some rando member can't kick it off. I don't know how that goes. I should be able to promote myself though, because I'm just a member. Yeah, see, guild control. I don't have that. I wonder what would happen. Alright, so let's go turn in both quests. Draenethyst Crystals and Noboru the Cudgel to this dude.
Do you have the crystals? Thank you, Mikael. We are in your debt. Greetings and welcome to the harborage. You have gained the weapon of the dreaded Noboru. Is he then dead? This is a joyous day for the harborage. Noboru and his gang were a terror to us, wandering the swamps and killing any Draenei who crossed his path. He was a direct threat to our survival, and we did not have the strength to face him. We are fortunate to have a friend in you, Mikael.
You didn't have the strength to face 3 dudes. So that tells you all you need to know about this little group. They are not strong enough to fight an army of 3. Alright, so everything else I'm going to leave for now. Alright, so here we go. We are going to make our way back again to continue to look for Crocs. We're going to swim around and get the Adalai artifacts. And we will also go for the Shadow Panther hearts, but I'm not going out for the monstrous crawler legs yet. That one I'm going to lean off on. We are now down to 14,400, so we've got approximately half of the XP that we need. We haven't even done any of the grindy ones for killing. So that's cool. And nothing but the truth, that's going to give us a decent chunk of XP. These are higher level. They're starting to get into the realm of where we at for XP. The only good thing, I guess, or not only good thing, but a good thing would be that they are not too shabby. None of the quests are very hard. This is a very doable kind of region. I like it. It's still short, even for Horde, but it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. We good. We good. All right. So we need 7 more of these guys. That's becoming grindy already. Yeah, that did not proc. Oh, I have more than one. That didn't proc the lightning shield for some reason, but I had a couple going. That's really focus number 1 because that's going to give it. That's the lack of surplus, and that's a chain. Yikes. So that person says, hookers cost less than a dinner in a restaurant, and you have a 100% win rate. Yeah, if winning is like an STD. Like, I know. I was about to say, like, I apologize to all the hookers out there. You know, I think there's probably, if you look at a Venn diagram, the crossover is probably huge, right? People that play World of Warcraft are extremely into it, to the level where they're watching long play videos from obscure dudes like myself that are also women of the night. Yeah, I can't imagine. Actually, I don't know if I've ever told this story, but one of my wife and I's favorite like married couple stories. So we were one time we were down in Key West having a vacation, and we ended up going to this bar, and there was a bartender that we walked in, and we kind of sat, and it was kind of a loud, you know, whatever, vacation Key West kind of vibe. So we're sitting there, and we're just chatting, and we're, you know, sitting at the bar, and as people would come and go, and we're having conversations, and the bartender was a really cool guy. His name was John, actually. Shout out to John, if whatever weird small universe this is, you ever see this video. So John is telling us just about different things. We talked to him about what's it, you know, what brings you to live in Key West and the life, and he says, you know, he lives there with his wife, and so as we're getting on and on there, eventually I'm like, okay, so, you know, you're obviously a bartender, what's your wife do? And he's like, well, my wife's a prostitute. So I was like, whoa, okay. And so he's talking to me about I'm instantly curious now. I'm like, wow, like, you are super chill about that. And I'm kind of like, I didn't want to be like, you're cool with that? I was like, oh, well, dang, how does that work? And he's like, yeah, no, she's good at what she does, and she you know, she works for a pretty big company, and, you know, they and I'm like, do you ever have to worry about, like, clients? Is it, like, locals? Is it mostly people that come from out? He's like, it's both, but it's probably a lot of people that end up at some point coming from off of the island. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, yeah, but, you know, I have to work because we're preparing because she's pregnant right now and she's gonna have a baby soon. I'm like, oh, and she's still working? He's like, yeah, like, she's gonna probably work right up to the pregnancy. And I'm like, okay, I guess, like. And he's like, yeah, you know, she really vets her clients. She looks them up on Facebook. She looks at their accounts, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess this is like a really like a legit thing. Okay. And so I'm just like, the whole time I'm just amazed at how nonchalant he is, how cool. I'm like, man, this guy is like an elevated mindset. I could not, that could never be me. I could not send my pregnant wife into the field like that. I was just blown away, and he's just like, yeah, but she makes so much good money, like, she's the breadwinner. And so I was just like, my mind was blown, and it was such an interesting conversation that, like, it, you know, he's a bartender, so he's working, but it lasted for like hours. And so we and a couple other people walk up, and they're kind of talking to him, and the conversation is sometimes spreading among people, are bopping in and out. So the whole night ends. You know, we're there for hours, and then my wife and I walk out, and we're kind of walking back to the hotel at the end of the night. And I was, you know, we're talking about, he was a really nice guy. He was a really cool guy. Like, he gave us his Facebook and blah, blah, blah. Like, that was cool. Like, we should come back and hang out and come here another time before the trip's over. And then I was like, man, and honey, like, I was like, I just can't believe how, like, open-minded he was. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, just for him to be so cool with what his wife does, and, you know, it's dangerous. And she's like, I guess, like, so we're kind of talking about it for a few minutes. I'm just like, I don't know. I was like, I guess I'm just like too old-fashioned or whatever. I was like, but I would not be down if you were a prostitute. And she's like, what? Like, I mean, like, he was so cool with it. She's like, she's like, does double take. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, I'm like, his wife, he's talking about her escort company the whole time. She's like, and then she like looked at me like I was the biggest idiot on earth, and she's like, he said his wife was a prosecutor. And then the whole time, like, everything, it was like watching, it's like when you watch Memento in reverse or whatever, the whole night starts like replaying itself in my head and like rewinding itself, and I'm realizing like everything that was said the entire time was, I was completely wrong, and I was just living my entire life as though this guy was describing to me his prostitute wife. And in reality, she was a prosecutor. So my wife and I both just, like, it was one of the funniest things of our marriage ever. We love that story. We will tell it at at social events. When we're old, we'll probably tell it to people for the 5th and 6th time. It was such a funny, it was like sitcom level funny. Alright, so these guys, I guess, when the game first came out, these Scalebane, they were, elite. So we need these idols, these Atalai artifacts. They can appear in a few different places. They can appear, it's really hard to find them. They can appear on the shore. So I'm going to start by walking the shore. Kinda gotta look around. They're very tricky to find. They're very small. Once you start finding them, you can kinda become a little better at it. Underwater, they do appear in certain spaces, but there's really not that many spawn spots for them. You really gotta kind of zoom in, actually. They're very small. They can appear kind of in the shallows. But they're like these little tiny, I don't know what you'd even call them, like little voodoo dolls. Or maybe they're pieces of pottery. I don't know. They're really hard. Very, very small. Yeah, it's actually kind of a bad idea probably that I'm going to look on the shore first because I don't have a fresh image of them in my mind. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm fighting this guy. I mean, we need the XP. What is that? Acid splash? It doesn't even say what that's considered. I mean, I'm sure it's... I can't even chat sometimes. It's... now this is my wife's favorite kind of mob. Oh, I got another thick hide. Oh, that's a thick hide. I need heavy. My wife's favorite kind are the humanoids that you can also skin. That crossover. Alright, so I am trying to find some. I'm gonna just probably head underwater soon. It is, it's easier, significantly, of course, if you have a way to breathe underwater, which we do on this account. Yeah. But it's not a deal breaker. You could bop. There's not a lot of mobs on there. There might be some fish, some frenzy fish or whatever. But I wonder, like, maybe if I was like that, I don't know. But you can find a couple. I gotta go underwater, I think, just so I can refresh my memory on what they even look like. Because I can't remember exactly how small they are. Wait, I just hovered over one. There it is. Yeah, see, look at this thing. Very hard to see. So they're pretty tiny. I've almost done a whole loop of the lake anyway. So that's why I was just kind of hovering, like just swooping my mouse back and forth, hoping I saw gear. That was my initial, at least, even if we get any, because even if we get every single one, we swoop the whole lake, there's not 10 down there, typically. So, it's a good, like, we're just basically pre-doing some of the work. We could have done that we could have done this part second, because then that would give time for some of the ones underwater to respawn. I just saw another one. There it is. Yeah, see, they're not all shaped the same. They just tend to be buried and small. But it's easy. It's an easy quest. There's just... It's annoying if you do not have a way to breathe underwater. For whatever reason, this is Horde only, also. There's the third one. I think when we get back up to about, like, I don't know, 10 o'clock on the little mini-map, we're going to be having gotten, like, done a full swoop of the swamp. Then we'll head underwater. We'll use our water breathing and get going. Alright. That's pretty good though. We found 3. That should be enough. That should be enough to get us through. There's no... Yeah, and we don't need to do water walking. There's also like a good chance I went all the way up. Okay, so we're going to go under now water breathing. 10 minutes. We should... Yeah, see there are those raw frenzy fish or whatever. So if you look around, you want to look around the edges of these. Typically they're... That's a footlocker. Typically they are on the floor. They're very small. You might get yourself into some fish. Okay, so we're going to go all the way, like, I guess I'm going clockwise. I don't know. Yeah, they're not as much as you would hope them to be. There's not as many as you would hope. You would hope, like, oh, they're everywhere down here. Yeah, it's not as good as all that. They're typically, if I remember correctly, they're typically along the edges. They're not up on the temple itself. They're more like on the fringes by these little walls and stuff. There's one. Oh, here, that's another footlocker. I guess if you're a rogue, benefit of not having water breathing is you're going to find some footlockers. This will be the 4th one. But yeah, I think I'm on the fence about whether I just bounce out of this guild completely or whether I try to wait and give it a month and see if I can wrest control of the guild. That'd be cool. I was obligated to deliver food in a hospital's essential work. Oh. They were coming at me in a full hazmat suit. I had a face mask and hand sanitizer. Never caught COVID. Okay. Should have not read the chat when people are starting. It's just very, Alright, here's another one. It's not... It's just... It's like Thanksgiving is a perfect example, you know. It's kind of like what we do on this show and what we're doing. When we play this game, there's just... It's not the venue, man. It's not the venue, and it's very tough. But people are going to do what people are going to do. We just got our 5th one. Alright, so I don't know what the point is. I don't know what the guy looking for these artifacts wants them all for and what he plans on getting out of them. I'm kind of working my way back. Yeah, we're only at 5. So we found a couple since we've been under here. And I think we've already almost looped the whole dang place. So that's what I meant before where I'm like, it's just, you're going to want to look everywhere you can because it's annoying. AH. Those little fish are out there. I don't know, maybe, I don't think you can get it within the temple itself, but I guess it's possible. If you wanted to fight the elites, the trolls and stuff under there, then maybe there's some within. I don't know. To me, that's not worth it. But perhaps if you wanted, there's another one. Okay, this will be your 6th one. What I'll do is if we go full swing here, there will... I think we've almost gone full circle. Okay, so that's fine. We found 3. So we circled the swamp on top and found a couple. 3 maybe. And then now we've basically looped, I think, the entire bottom floor. And we found another 3. So that means we're going to have to re-loop somewhere. But this is the worst part about it. The quest, obviously, not hard at all. But it is just tedious and... particularly, I would imagine it. I guess you could just stick to the shores if you really wanted to. You could also probably hover the top and just kind of look around and see. I don't know if there's any that appear like up here. I don't know. Just the further you are away, because they're so small, you got a couple options. One, you'll have a chance of getting those fish on your case. Two, there's one. And I aggroed a fish. Sawfin Frenzy. I mean, they're not very hard, so they're just more annoying than anything else. Oh, I thought I had less time. Alright, we are up to 7. And it's just there's so many footlockers. I keep thinking I'm finding one, but then it's like, oh no, that's just a footlocker. A lady footlocker, maybe. Ha 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 ha. There's another one. I mean, I don't know if I missed these on the first time. I don't know if I went the wrong way. I really don't know. I kind of think the method, I wasn't really paying attention to my swimming path when I first started. So, there's that. Oh, we got another fish on our behind. There's another one right down there too. It's okay, well, maybe these little fish are good luck for me. Every time. That was one of the other things they said. They were like, every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. But anyway, there was like William Shatner in those commercials where he's like, I'm a shaman, and I can't do a William Shatner voice. I'd have to practice. I can shoot lightning. What's your, I can't remember, what's your game or something like that was the tagline. There was a guy that there's a little gnomish mage. He was the guy I think that played Mini-Me in Austin Powers, and he was doing gnomish mage. And oh geez, what else? But the best one, they had Aubrey Plaza, which I don't even know. She was I'm trying to think what she was even in Wrath of the Lich King. Was Parks and Rec that old? Maybe? Okay, we got our last artifact. Possible Parks and Rec that was that old. All right, I want the Shadow Panther hearts over here, but I'm not going all the way out to the sea for these crawler legs. I just don't wanna. Where are we at with the quest list? Also, let's take a peek at that. Oh, I forgot to check off Noboru the Cudgel. We turned in Galen's Crystals. And then Noboru the Cudgel. So I can check those bad boys off. Boom, boom. So we have completed... What else did we complete? Nothing else. Alright, so if you look at what we've done on today's episode, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, I wanted to get to like... How many total was it? 30? Oh, I was wrong. There's not 29. There's 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, but minus 5. There's really 24. So I want to get to about 12 quests, if at all possible. And we've done only 4. So we'll see. Alright, the Shadow Panther. Look, somebody's out there killing the Shadow Panthers. So we need some of those. I don't know if they're taking that leather or not. Stugglebug. Doesn't look like it. I need those to get those things too, though. So probably the Shadow Panthers are stealth, I would guess. So then we have to look around for that. Eventually, we're going to be fighting that, going in that cave. That's where it's going to culminate. Okay, I'm guessing they are stealth because I don't see any. So then I want to hear them. Shadow cat hide. Whoa. What is that? Huh. Look that up. I don't remember getting that before. Okay, I hear one. That's what we're looking for. There he is. Luckily, we only need 5 hearts because these guys, as you can already tell, are a pain to find. Okay. I mean, if we don't quite get all of them, I'm not that worried about it if we don't really quite hit that 12 mark. Because I can make tomorrow's episode a little longer than today's. I wanted to really rest, but there's just so much, like, it's starting to be the holidays, so I need to set that up. Like, I want to go get a Christmas tree tomorrow. Gotta start doing some shopping for some Thanksgiving cooking. One of my daughters is moving back in this week, so I'm gonna have to be moving her out of her current place into my place, because that's the beauty of having a truck. You get to be the one combined being truck and dad. And then I'm gonna have to set up the house for Christmas, so I'll start putting up lights. Thanksgiving I'm gonna cook. There's 2 separate days where we have to go see some family and friends. Which is, all of these are nice things, but they are, what will happen is all of a sudden, I already know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have this week off and I'm gonna come up and be like, where did the freaking week go? I'm tired as heck. And that's life, isn't it? So, oh well. Oh well. That's the camp we'll eventually go to. It's the second of the little camps. When we... I don't know, I think we have to get some of the supplies and then we go drop them off over there. I don't remember, but a second chain will open up. That's why I'm trying to save the crawler beat. But we might not be able to. These Shadow Panthers are annoying. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know why we're not finding any. Oh, I still need these meats also, so... Alright, let's go for these guys. What's our timer like? Where are we at on time? Oh, we're over an hour, so... Yeah, I don't know that we'll hit the whole 12 today, but I'll still give it some more time. I feel like we're also, you know, we're starting to complete some. We're chipping away. Thick leather. There's more blind weed there. Okay, it looks like maybe this island has a lot of little crocs on it. These sawtooth snappers. Crocolisks, the 6-legged crocodile. But anyway, so the Albro Plaza one, she says, like, some people, it was an elaborate joke setup, but of course it was the most funny one. But it was where she said something like, she's basically kept saying, I'm an orc. And she was like, some of the people in my guild say that I try to create fake groups going into Ragefire Chasm, and she kind of does the setup, and then she goes, that is a lie. My guild are liars. I have never faked a Rage Chasm. No. I've never faked an Orc Chasm. That's what it was. Ha ha ha. So, popular little ad read. And they were a fun series. There was a couple others too. There was, I don't even know who all of them were, but it was funny. I was like, man, can you imagine being back in a time when World of Warcraft had enough income and thought it was worthwhile to have television commercials for World of Warcraft? Very few games ever do that, because gamers are not finding out about games through TV. Not anymore. I just got tendon ripped. I hate that move. Alright, so yeah, I'm experiencing a mixture of where these bags from Questy, I'm like, are they snappers? Are they panthers? I need both. Stinking tendon rips. Alright, we're at 6 of those flanks. I'm gonna go back over and look for some more. Panthers. Panther Town. Alrighty. Yeah, I am looking forward to some Thanksgiving victuals. Maybe we'll talk some about the kind of things that we make for Thanksgiving, because I will probably make us an episode on Thanksgiving. I'll probably wake up super early, and the first thing I do will be to come out here and make a little episode for you guys. And then I'll get into the show. Then I'll get into spending my day cooking. I don't know why we're having such bad luck finding these panthers. Like, they are allegedly all around here, all around us. And yet, we've only found one, and plus one that somebody else killed. I don't have any potions or anything to help me detect them. Right? Oh, I hear one. Okay, this will be our second one. Yeah, this is an example. Like, you got to have the audio cranked if you're looking for stealth things. Didn't get it. What's our XP at? Let's see. We're down to needing 5,000, so we are 100% going to hit our goals. We're going to hit our, what do they call that? Crowdfunding. Hey, if any of you guys have also played the Elden Ring or invested in the Elden Ring, I guess there's a Kickstarter. There's a My son's really, really into the big From Software spin-off board games. He really liked the Dark Souls one. He doesn't necessarily care about the impossibility or difficulty of the games themselves. He likes the fact that the pieces are really intricate and cool. He likes to be able to kind of basically make his own rules and play with his friends, and he'll use the maps and the pieces as foundations. It's kind of the same way they play D&D. They just kind of know the basics, like roll a d20 and see what happens, and then they make some characters and give each other gear, and he has a active D&D group that they play together. But it's like it's almost like the show Critical Role. Like, his D&D group is like 12 guys, well, girls and guys, and I'm like, what? I have no idea. Sometimes I'll be like, how are they playing? Did I just hear stealth? I have no idea how they do it. Alright, so don't know. And unfortunately, we found a couple of these panthers. None of them have given us their heart yet. We also need one more crikey. Alright, let's see. Okay, so I'm hoping that we hear that sound. I think you have to stop walking to be able to hear it. Okay. I guess on the positive note, at least we have been finding crocs. Okay. There we go. Old Shadow Panthers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get into one of these other guilds like Temple or Loot the Dog or whatever. But I don't know, I haven't decided. There's another one, the Night Watch. Gotta get into one. Probably, most likely. Because it's lonely. I mean, I don't really care that much. I got you guys. I do the... I do watch and play. I mean, I am in a server of a guild of 1 on Alliance where I made it myself, so that obviously doesn't bother me too much. Alright, so we got all our croc meat. Now we're going to look for the panthers. So we don't have to kill the crocs, they'll speed things up a pinch. But unfortunately we've killed 3 or 4 panthers, no drop on the heart. So we're most likely going to need somewhere in the ballpark of 15 to 20 panthers in there. Obviously hard as heck to find. I guess they're all over here, though. Maybe we'll have more luck from the north and the south. See that lack of surplus? That's turned into that base down there. But I want to get these and then go turn in the Pool of Tears, and then we'll kind of make our way over that. So I think that's what I want to do. I think we're going to, again, no hard on that one. I want to get these hearts. Here, another one. I want to get these hearts. And then we're going to go turn in the Pool of Tears. If we look at this... yeah, the Adelaide Exile, that actually is one that we're going to do. We are going to do that one on the chain. Maybe we'll do it today. Hey. Bad luck. Does seem a little better, though. Found a couple in a row. I hear another one. But as you can see, like, this is just tedious. It's not hard. Even when we head out to the beach down there, fighting those crawlers, that's... Oh, we got our first heart. Hallelujah. The words of, whatever that name of that guy is that used to make all those movies where he played all the characters. Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh man, I can't remember. He did like the Big Mama's house or whatever. It was very popular in the aughts. Oh, boom. Second heart right there. 3 to go. Somebody is out there. Hopefully they're not out there going after our panther hearts. I think I heard one kind of. Alliance drop, Horde drop. So yeah, so if people are still dropping buffs, even on Horde, and Horde is way less populous than Alliance, everything's gonna be just fine. I'm not really worried. I'm truly not really worried about it. This is... The community will live, and we will live as well. And every day, actually, I think more people will come back. Maybe not every day. Maybe it will take a little bit of while. Maybe it will take a few months. So we might actually still lose more in the short term, but people are still rocking. People still have goals. People like the idea of a classic server that never ends. Bummer. And I mean, at the rate we're going, I'm sure it'll be another year that it'll take us. I don't know if it'll quite be a year. I think it's just really going to depend. There's some times I can play faster than others. We're making pretty good progress. I think originally I'd wanted to be done with Uldaman and Badlands over this next vacation, and we're pretty close to that, to be fair. I'm not that far off. Despite everything, I'm not that far behind my original goal, even though I've worked a lot lately. So that's pretty good. I think we're on a good track for that. Alright, no, not there. We still need 3 Shadow Panther hearts. Yeah, bro. Yeah, so when we come out here, we also have the fishing that we'll need to do. We can fish out here. This is actually a good spot for fishing. When we level up. We'll do that on the next episode. We'll do that tomorrow. Dang it. Giving him Shadow Panther hearts. I want Panther hearts. You stinkers. Trying to be quiet. I'm not trying to not talk. I'm trying to hear the little drop. 40% of the way done. Bing, 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 bing. I hear one. There you go. Yeah, so I will probably yeah, normally I wait till the weekend after Thanksgiving to do the Christmas decorations and everything, but the past couple years, like, things are already picked over by the time if I wait that long, so I think I'm gonna do it early. Go bust that bad boy out tomorrow. And we should finish this zone tomorrow, and then we'll be starting Badlands in Ulamont the following day. There's another guy. Sunday I should hopefully, I don't know. So, last night we house sat Baby Chihuahua. I also didn't make. Oh, there we go. That was cool. It was a good combo of events all at once. We got a heart. Got another shadow heart. Another shadow hide. All right. What do we need? I want this totem. So now the radius of my totems is increased to 30 yards from whatever it was before. So, like, let's say this one. It all says within 30 yards now. I don't know what it was at before, but now it's up to 30 yards. Also got my third Panther Heart. Also, we're ripe for fishing now. And that quest line right there is this one right here. I mean, Fall from Grace. That one's open now. And even though it's a level 50, it's not very hard. Well, at least some parts of it. The parts that are Swamp of Sorrows oriented, they are the hardest in the zone, but they're still very doable. That'll be good. This little Shadow Panther gave me a little bit of difficulty. 2 more hearts. Come on, Shadow Panthers. I don't know what you use that Shadow Panther hide for. Yes, I was gonna say, I thought I heard one. Also, we're 45. We are 75% of the way through the leveling up process. Not necessarily through the game's content. Now, individually, I should be able to play more over the next week at home. That's probably going to be the #1 uptick. You guys won't see as much, but I will be able to. And I'm starting the Hinterlands. So I should be able to maybe clear that out over the next week. That would be cool. It's not, Hinterlands is not that huge of a zone either. And then after Hinterlands is Tanaris. So that would be my goal, to have Hinterlands and Tanaris worked on. That's what my near future is going to be. Which is cool. I'm getting there. And then I'll work on Zul'Farrak. So I'll start. I've done some Sunken Temple stuff because of the class quests, but Zul'Farrak's coming up as well. Come on, we need 2 more, 1 more heart. 1 more. No more croc meat. We got all of that. I guess I'm going to go through this patch. And I don't know. I'm going to have to look up that Shadow Panther heart. Hide. Shadow Cat hide. Being very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. And then, could you be the one? Could you be the Shadow Panther? Where are you? You stinker. There you are. Alright, let this be the one. Anyone could be the one. Yes, he was the one. He was the only one. Alright, so this is cool. Alright, so this is, now we're going to go ahead and go pick up the Pool of Tears. And actually, now that we have Fall from Grace, we can open that up too, because remember what I said, I would like to get to around 12 quests done. We have so far only done 4, but we're going to go turn in a couple more right now. And kind of see, we have another one ready to be turned in at the end, so... We also have, you know, a couple easy ones. We did the hard part of this one. It will, so even if we really only got, you know, a few more, which we're going to get that right now, we're not really in as behind as it may otherwise seem. Okay, do we have any recipes that I need? No, no, no. Okay, all the meat can get sold. Me no care. There's nothing for me to do there. Oh. Look, outside of camp, there's a campfire right there. With a Stonard cartographer. That's cool. And a little barracks outside. I don't know if there's anybody in there that's important. I don't see anyone. Stonard orc. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's turn this in. Upstairs.
Blood and thunder!
No one knows what dark practices went on inside the temple of Atal Hakar, but we do know that great and powerful forces of magic were used. We must learn as much as we can about such magic. Perhaps the spells of the Atalai will prove of use to the Horde. Once you have gathered enough Atalai artifacts from around the Pool of Tears, I can begin to understand what the trolls were trying to accomplish and what went so horribly wrong.
Your diligence in collecting the Atalai artifacts is worthy of praise, adventurer. While you were braving the dangers of the Pool of Tears, one of my scouts returned with a scroll written in blood on dried flesh. It seems to be a judicial sentence against a priest of the Atalai tribe. This priest was sentenced to a fate worse than death amongst the Atalai. He was exiled to live far north in the hinterlands with the Witherbark trolls. I will bundle these artifacts. You are to seek out the exile and discover their true use. Return to me once your journey is complete.
Okay, so we have actually a lot of places they're bouncing us around to. Okay, so we just did the Pool of Tears. That one is completed. And then he gave us the Atalai Exile. And that's gonna send us right back. So we have 2 spots far away where it's like, so we have to go to Badlands and the Hinterlands and come back. Kind of annoying. All right, so before we do that, let's go down here and talk to this guy too. Then lack of surplus. Yeah, that's the only other one. There's just a bunch. So I would. Trying to think about how do I have a flight path? That's a good. I don't think I do. So we're gonna have to go to Alterac or whatever, Hillsbrad, and travel there. It's kind of trying to think about what will be the shortest flight path as we go and run around and do these things. Yeah, so these are all humans. I guess, I don't know that, I didn't know that humans could do this questline either. But here he is right here, the fallen hero of the Horde.
It's hard to imagine that so much death and despair could be confined to such a small area. Yet beyond the swamp is a land plagued by chaos and destruction. Watch your step, adventurer. The blasted lands are the final resting place to far greater beings than you.
Okay.
Hear my story, person.
Okay. So this quest is just to listen to his story. This quest is called Fall from Grace. It is an easy, there's nothing difficult about it. It's a level 50 quest line, but it's just listening to his story. Why are you here?
Thrall's grasp, they called us. 20 of Thrall's most accomplished and honored soldiers. I had ordered the regiment to build an encampment here, on the border of the Blasted Lands, while we waited for our orders to arrive from Orgrimmar. Weeks passed without word from the war chief. The men grew restless. It was a judgment call, adventurer. I was young and ambitious, afraid of nothing. The battalion would set forth into the Blasted Lands under my command. A decision I would later regret.
Okay. Continue with your story, sir.
Regret. It is all I have now. One bad decision resulting in several horrible outcomes. If only I had waited for those orders. Maybe they would have detailed the horrors that awaited us in those cursed lands. Maybe they were to redirect us to another detail. Ultimately, it was my fault. All of it was my fault.
Tragic.
As a spirit, I am powerless. Assist me. Allow me to regain my honor. Regret. It is all I have now. One bad decision resulting in several horrible outcomes. If only I had waited for those orders. Maybe they would have detailed the horrors that awaited us in those cursed lands. Maybe they were to redirect us to another detail. Ultimately, it was my fault. All of it was my fault. So here I stand, awaiting orders. I must know. I must have those orders. Dispatch Commander Roog resides in Stonard. Find him and find out what became of the orders.
Okay. So we have finished Fall from Grace and picked up the Disgraced One. So this is actually kind of like a little mini cheat code for us. This is going to help us flesh out our numbers a little bit. I'm a little bit unsure also. I just don't know how I want to accomplish this. I think if we fly... Because now we need to go to the hinterlands. We also need to go to Badlands. And we need to still go to Desolus. Oh well. I guess I'm still going to do my original plan and we'll just zep over to Teristful Glades instead of Gromgall, and we'll handle things up there and just check that like those. We'll fish up there.
Thrall's grasp. The story is still fresh in my mind. Terrible thing that happened to that regiment. The Horde lost some of its best soldiers when that battalion was destroyed.
Commander Ruog shakes his head.
The orders? What could you possibly want with the orders? What are you implying, adventurer? Of course I relayed those orders. The soldiers I sent the orders with were ambushed and brutally beaten by Murlocs. Only one survived, if you can call that surviving. He can hardly speak, cannot walk, and must be fed through a tube. If you want to know what happened to those orders, speak with Bengor. I'm sure he is around here somewhere. And, adventurer, be mindful of what you stick your nose into. It may get bitten off.
Okay, so we have finished the Disgraced One. We're going to open up this some more. And that's going to allow us to check that off and now pick up missing orders. So basically, like, what this is all about is a Horde company has been wiped out. There's a ghost that wants to know what happened. This is a book called The New Blade. The leader is like, what are you talking about? You know, I gave the orders. And we're going to go find somebody else. I think he's the guy that we saw that was sick in the other building or half dead. Bengor.
Swamp Tal, Talker.
Swamp Town, Talker. Swamp Town. He's like a little rapper.
Orders were given by the dispatch commander. We took orders on way to Blasted Lands. Ambushed. Murlocs. Many Murlocs. One named Swamp Talker. Took orders from my hands as spear thrust into my skull. East. Cave.
Bengor passes out. As a spear thrust into my skull. Harsh, bro. Harsh. Alright, so we did find the missing orders. The Swamp Talker we're going to save that one for last. That's the toughest one in the zone. We have to basically infiltrate this cave and make our way all the way in. I think any of the guys can drop it. And then there is one more tale at the end called A Tale of Sorrow. I actually don't remember if that sends us back in there or if he just tells us the tale. The second half of the chain sends us into Blasted Lands. We won't go there. Alright, so I am going to Hearth to Orgrimmar right now. And then I'm going to, off camera, get into, you know, flying out to Desolus. And when we're out in Desolus, that's when we'll do the journey to get that last sea giant. And then we're going to Hearth back here, Zep over to Tristful. From Tristful, we'll go to Hillsbrad. Hillsbrad will go to Hinterlands. Then in the Hinterlands, we will get the flight path, do our fishing, and then fly all the way down to the to Kargath, and then continue to fly the rest of the way back down to Stonard. So that's the plan. That will be how we kick off the next episode. So it'll be a little bit slower to start, but it won't be that bad, really, because we've done a lot of the actual questing in the zone. We've done the majority of it already. It's just kind of doing the travel portion. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Gleek and Soul and myself are just delighted that you came and tuned in. Another episode in the Pipe 5x5. And I will see you guys all next time on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thank you. Just create peace and graciousness out there in the world. See you guys next time.